We made it. We're back. The Republic of Players podcast. It has been a while. So much has happened in the last couple of weeks in the world of gaming, from the Game Awards to the highly anticipated GTA 6 trailer. There's lots to talk about. But first, we're going to introduce the guys here. Paddy Toner, what's happening, Paddy?
I think in like 4 or 5 years we've been doing this, we've never gone live at 9 o'clock.
I know, that's why I was actually getting nervous there. It's actually getting a little bit nervous. I was like, they're not going to talk through this bang on launch. I think we were
like about 3 or 4 years. Honestly, is the first time.
I'd say so.
I feel very proud of myself and proud of all you guys for being ready and
we did it.
ready to rock.
This is going to be the worst show we've ever had.
It's going to be the worst. It's going to be a disaster. Aidan McCallion, what's happening, buddy?
Everything's going good. Delighted to get talking about stuff. It's been a while. A lot has happened. I'm impressed that Paddy has managed to podcast from this, what looks like a destroyed city.
Yeah, we are in Tarkov. We're in Tarkov.
Streets.
Right, we're in the streets. We're in the streets.
You're the man trying to escape.
Yeah, we're in the we're in 20 FPS right now.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah.
And that other fine person you're hearing, John Fogarty. What's happening, John?
Hello, everybody. Sure. Listen, all's good. Getting on my new job. It's all going grand, and just chilling, really. Playing a bit of Alan Wake Remastered. I'm enjoying it quite a bit.
Nice. We might talk a little bit about that after we jump into news. As usual, I'm Ronan Fox, and
yeah, how are you?
Yeah, no, I remember myself. I had myself actually not in the notes, but I did remember to introduce myself. I've had a crazy couple of weeks in terms of gaming and illness and everything else thrown at me. I did buy, on the positive side, a new graphics card, an RTX 3070.
Nice.
All I'm going to say is ray tracing in Minecraft is a different level. It's after reinvigorating my love for that game, and I am going to make some.
I should try that.
Yeah, it's a different level. It's crazy. I'll record some content on it and maybe take some screenshots, but it just is gorgeous. I'm never one to kind of jump on these trends of ray tracing, and I always thought it was a little bit of a buzzword, but I jumped into Minecraft last night. It was unbelievable. Definitely recommend. Really easy to install as well. Let's jump into news. Before we do, I just want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Apologies that we haven't been around for the last couple of weeks, but life gets in the way, and we're back tonight, and we do appreciate everyone joining us tonight. Again, drop your comments if you have any questions or queries throughout the show, or any opinions. We'd love to hear them all. The first thing that we're going to jump into is the Game Awards happened last week, I believe.
Yep, last Thursday night.
And I stayed up all night and watched it. Like I was said, I was a little bit under the weather. I enjoyed the hell out of them, to be honest with you. I thought it was a great show. But what did you guys think of the...
I credit to Geoff. He puts on a great multi-entertainment variety show.
Yeah. It's very smart the way he does it. The way he does it, it's smart as well. I know some people have their problems, but like the way that it's half game show or award show, half advertisements is because people do get hyped for the game releases, and it does generate, I'd say, a hell of revenue. So
I think it's really positive for gaming to have like one recognized big deal award show every year.
It's almost taken over from the buzz that I get from E3, and we're going to talk a little bit about that today in news as well. But
between it and the Summer Game Fest, they have taken over E3 spot completely.
It's amazing how they have so many world premieres, they like to call them. And
world premiere.
Yeah, seeing new games is always brilliant, and we did get to see a couple of absolute bangers. We'll talk about them throughout the show here, but we've got we've got a lot of awards that we have to get through. So Player's Voice, Baldur's Gate 3, and we're probably going to be saying that
give Larry enough flowers. That's all I say.
Yeah,
you may as well get a soundboard ready. Just have you saying Baldur's Gate 3 and just press it.
Yeah,
anytime you need to.
Best adaptation, The Last of Us got, which we all, I think, loved the TV show.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it's great to have shows that are coming out based on games that we actually can enjoy and we're not laughing at. So they seem to turn a bit of a tide in the last couple of years. We were getting awful movies that were based on games and they just were not fun. So it's good to see that area kind of being positive in the last couple of years.
Any other year, Mario would have taken it easily.
Yeah, brilliant movie as well.
Really high level.
No, it's come a long way. It's brilliant.
Gran Turismo, I really enjoyed that movie. Definitely the second half of it.
Watch it.
Yeah, really good. Twisted Metal, that got a shout out as well. I actually played the original Twisted Metal and used to love it on, I think, PC back in the day. So I'm definitely going to check that one out as well. That was announced. It was announced during the show that that's getting a second season.
Yeah, that was people really like that. Samoa Joe's in that.
Yeah, I was going to say
exactly.
The big clown dude is the body of Samoa Joe, but the voice of Will Arnett, if I'm not mistaken. That's the combination I like.
It's a weird combination.
Yeah.
Let's go through these. Maybe we'll take one each and have a little bit of chat. So I'm up to most anticipated game. If you have the notes there in front of you, let's announce the most anticipated game.
I wasn't sure where you put the notes. I have just a list of them here. Best game direction. Alan Wake 2 won it. I think it was fairly certain that game was like almost like an auteur like masterpiece of like direction.
Yeah, no, it seems to be getting. I haven't played it yet, but definitely one that I want to check out.
I love Remedy so much. I'm so happy they get to make these crazy things.
It has to be said for the year that was in it, there were some great games coming out this year.
Yeah,
one of the best years in a long time.
One of the strongest years in a long time.
Best narrative was Alan Wake 2 as well, for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in the game. John, you played it, haven't you?
No, I've been playing Alan Wake Remastered because I wanted to play
sorry,
Alan Wake
I thought you were onto it.
Just because I've either played Alan Wake, the original, or I can't remember any of it, or I never played it. But I thought I definitely own it on disc, but I remember nothing of it, and I really like it. It's very much Twin Peaks inspired, which is definitely up my alley. They literally have a log lady, if you know Twin Peaks, you know what I'm talking about. And like there was one achievement called like a damn fine cup of coffee or something. So they're not shy of their Twin Peak references.
It's like they get Stephen King, Twin Peaks, and mash them together.
Make little babies.
And actually a little bit of Lost, because there's literally a giant smoke monster chasing me around the place, which very much reminds me of Lost.
James and Lee mentioned about Christopher Judge's dig at Call of Duty, which was hilarious. It did make me laugh really, like, out loud, and it was 2:00 in the morning. I was like, that's hilarious. I heard there was a couple of sensitive souls on the Call of Duty side, but I mean,
what did he say?
You got to take a joke. He said my speech last year was longer than Call of Duty's campaign.
Yeah.
Throwing digs.
I don't know if
it was hilarious.
But he had a 10-minute speech last year and like went way long and things had to be cut for time.
I think that was the reason why the speeches were so short this year. They were like, we're not having that again.
But it was they overcorrected.
Yeah. And they'll get there. They need to find the sweet spot.
That man has the most impeccable taste in suits.
Yeah, he looked fairly dapper now, in fairness.
Final Fantasy. Sorry, go ahead.
So the Final Fantasy one is most anticipated game, am I right?
Yeah, no. 7 remake part 2.
So that's most anticipated. You have another one that Final Fantasy got?
16 best score / music for outstanding music, inclusive score.
They always do unbelievable music.
I don't know if everyone got to the Bahamut fight in that game.
Not yet. I tapped out before that.
I've only played the little demo that you get, and it was almost too much of a rush after playing that. Like, it's crazy what it does in that demo in terms of the boss fights, and I think it's the best the PS5 ever looks.
Yeah, if you want.
No problem. Do you mind if I give away what one of the boss fights is?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. You work away.
Your main character becomes Ifrit and your brother becomes Phoenix.
Yes, I've played that part.
Yeah, well, when you come to fighting Bahamut, the two of you fuse together, so you're a giant flying Ifrit, and you have to fight Bahamut in space.
My God,
that's typical Bahamut. That's what I'm going to say.
It's the next Fast and Furious movie.
Space.
Amazing. It's my favorite gaming thing of the year. It's like the most baller boss fight I've done in years.
What I'm going to throw out there is that now I haven't played it, but I've heard this definitely I can understand why this won it. Best audio design to Hi-Fi Rush. That was that game, of Stealth Drop, that people absolutely adored. It was like at the start of the year, because people didn't realize how awesome this year was going to be. People were like touting it to possibly like up there for Game of the Year, because people loved it so much. And the whole concept of the game is that it's all based on the rhythm. So everything you're doing is based on the rhythm of the music that you're hearing. So I can understand why something that uses music technically like that would win that. So that I really
I think that's an Xbox exclusive, isn't it?
Yeah, when that came out, I thought it was locked for a nomination for Game of the Year. That game's great.
And then the rest of the year happened, and it was just
the rest of the year happened. I want to throw out this one as well. Best indie game. Aidan mentioned it a couple of times. Sea of Stars, and I definitely going to check that one out. That's on Game Pass as well, I believe.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful RPG.
I think if you look at all of those games, Cocoon, that got a few shout outs, and I'm yet to play it. Dave the Diver
on my list now
seems to be a real favourite amongst people that played it as well. Dredge, I haven't played. Sea of Stars, you talked about it. It's kind of a really pretty JRPG, am I right?
Yeah. A Chrono Trigger inspired JRPG.
I'll be checking that one out.
Are you still playing Baldur's Gate? Oh.
Not like I'm taking a little bit of a breather from it. I got to the end of Act 2 and it gets really difficult. Like every battle is like it's tough at that stage. And I'm playing a co-op as well with a friend, so it just our times need to line up, and the past couple of weeks it's been busy. I've been playing other games as well with the new graphics card. So
Neil Norman, is it Newborn? Neil Newborn won best performance
for Astarion.
Yes,
yeah, he deserves that.
He was unbelievable. Definitely my favorite character in the game. Really fun to use as well because he's a stealth character. And he's also a vampire, which makes it quite interesting in terms of the narrative.
Sexy vampire.
Once they had to do insane damage.
Yeah.
This is the first time Cyberpunk's won an award. Best ongoing game, Cyberpunk. 2077.
Weird award to give Cyberpunk.
I think Fortnite got robbed, especially all the stuff they were doing this year.
It's an ongoing game.
That's what I mean. I think even the stuff Fortnite did this year. So how like people keep saying it dies and then it comes back, and it's just like they do something that makes everybody come back to it. I would have given that to Fortnite myself personally.
Still haven't made a profit.
Maybe that's it.
Well, they won a nice lawsuit this week. They might end up making a profit out of that.
Yeah, true. How about that? Baldur's Gate 3 won for best community support as well.
Yeah. They released it on early access like 2 years prior to the main release and fixed up a lot of issues and took a lot of info from people that did play the early access.
I'll tell you one thing, like going through this list, I can see why they put everyone down to 1 minute because it just keeps going on.
Let's talk a little bit about that because I think it was before the show we talked a little bit about the timing of the speeches was very short. There was a cut in the music if it went on for too long. I'll throw it out there. I personally didn't mind that because award shows can go on forever and ever and ever. And I think it was just enough time it's the usual stuff you're going to hear. We thank the studio, we thank this person, we thank that person. Like speeches are not incredibly interesting at award shows like this. So to cut them down, I was happy enough to see more exclusives and more, stuff that actually mattered to me and not somebody thanking everybody in their studio that I have no connection with.
What I will
Ted Awards.
Oh yeah.
First off, I'd like to thank myself.
Yeah. Few faces I see here. Few faces I see here. Some welcome, some not so welcome.
The big
liars.
The big book.
What I will say, and again, this isn't like I agree with it. I have to give credit because I watched a Lana Pierce video, and the one I would agree with is the likes of like the best indie and a few of those categories. Literally got just me man. Well, what's his name? The main guy, the guy who runs the whole show. Joff. My brain is going blank. Yeah, Joff. He literally just read out the names and then read the winner. I went to the next one. And for stuff like best indie game or especially best debut indie game,
there was a few of those that were really questionable. Yeah, that
might be, especially for an independent studio, that might actually be the pinnacle of their like award getting career. They might make a game again that would win an award like that. So to get like not to be allowed up on stage and for it to be so quickly just like here are the nominees, here's the winner. Anyway, on to the next one. That is a bit wishy-washy. But I
really liked.
What?
that they put all the esports categories together and give them maybe a minute total.
But maybe they need to get rid of some of the awards.
Yeah, you're probably right there. There's a couple of overlapping awards that aren't needed.
It's like the list goes on and on. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't mind. Like, you could just say, like, I don't know, mention or something. If that's what they want to do, but put indie up there, obviously.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Indie seemed wrong. Indie seemed like they should have got people up on stage.
In my head, indie game of the year is an all-star category now. Those games are so important, like to the way, like for seeing how games advance through indie games now way more than they do through AAA games.
I think mobile game probably keep moving up every year. I think it's going to move up and up. I honestly think that's
no. You're dead right. It's just I was laughing because I read that and I was like, I have no idea what that is.
Honky.
Let's talk a little bit about the announcements that were made, the world premieres. So Hideo Kojima came out and with Peele,
Jordan Peele, yes,
an unbelievable director. I actually really like the movies that he's making in the last couple of years. They terrify me.
Yeah,
really good, interesting direction of movies. It sounds like it's going to be more of a kind of a interactive movie, let's say. Maybe that's kind of what I was getting from.
It's hard to know because it's a teaser trailer. Like, if you think about like what himself and Guillermo del Toro were going to do with PT, which obviously was Silent Hills,
which was horrendously scary.
I kind of got that kind of vibe from it, where like he wants to make something scary, so he's teamed up with a horror director and he's going to go for it. Like,
yeah,
and like I don't really think you can take anything Hideo Kojima says with this. Like,
seriously, no.
Like, I just remember when he was like, "I'm going to make the world's first Strand game."
That is mental, but we
free God of War Ragnarok DLC, which I kind of am interested in. That
looks great.
It's a roguelike, isn't it?
Yeah. It's like in the first game, was it Niflheim you went to? And it was that might have been Niflheim. It was the poison place, where it was the same idea, where you had to go through like this poison place and you kept getting better gear and it kept changing. It was a roguelike mode in the game. They kind of fleshed out to its own DLC in the second one, which was that was a cool little game mode in the first game.
Nice. We had probably the biggest surprise, I'm thinking that's the biggest surprise in this list, was Marvel's Blade in development at Arcane Studios. I thought that was an absolute banger.
Yeah.
They've got a good few on development now, Marvel, these games. Hope they start dropping them soon.
The Dishonored team making a Blade game.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Almost a dream. That is so good.
Arcane making a vampire game. What could go wrong, right?
Yeah.
It has to be good this time.
They're never going to get away with that one, are they?
I just loved it was vampires again. I was like, are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
We're actually using the same assets from the previous failure.
No.
That'd be hilarious. But yeah, the next one is Sega announces 5 new games in development, but obviously they're not new. We've seen them before. They're remakes of...
They're not remakes.
Remaster, fully...
No, they're a new version of the old style of game.
Okay.
That's the way they're putting it. They're like, it is a Jet Set Radio 3, but it'll feel very much like the old games.
Is it not similar to the way Streets of Rage was done? It's like, here's Streets of Rage 4 and it's souped up. Here's Streets of Rage 5. It's the same game, but now it's 3D and you're behind the characters, or...
Yes, it keeps the old spirit of the games, but it does new things with it.
Crazy Taxi was there. Classic.
Yeah. I'm so hyped for a Jet Set Radio game.
Shinobi and Golden Axe. They were the 5 that were announced, so definitely be looking forward to seeing them. Golden Axe looked pretty cool, actually, seeing that world and new, amazing looking graphics, in fairness.
They hit my age demographic in the fields, to be honest with you.
I'm happy Sega finally was like, oh crap, we have good franchises.
Yeah. Let's use the IPs we have.
Yeah. Instead of making 70 Sonic games a year that nobody likes.
Let's bring out a console.
And one that they do.
So, the next one was, you mightn't have any interest in this one. I downloaded the early access or the beta or whatever you want to call it, and it's the finals. So that was released yesterday, the full version. It's free to play. It's a 3v3v3 arena shooter, kind of very high paced, has a lot of potential to be a big esports game, but I could see myself not playing it for very long. I didn't see the loop that I like to see in some first person shooters. Definitely worth a try. I think some people
it looks very arcadey to me. It's, I don't know, doesn't hit me there where I want to play it.
It plays really well. The graphics are really nice, but it
How is the destructible environments?
The destructible environments are really good. The whole thing is like you have to get to this. It's like an ATM, but like you can get the whole floor blown from under you, and the ATM will fall down through the buildings. And now it's in a different area that you have to get to. So I did like that element, but it's free to play. Play it. Let me know what you think, and like I said, free to play. It's not going to cost you anything but time.
Just give it a go.
We'll need something huge to set it off, though. It's one of those games of like, it'll need the right person to pick this up.
Yeah. No Man's Sky.
People are playing it.
Yeah, no, it seems to be popular. No Man's Sky developer Hello Games show off Light No Fire.
Yeah, it's what a crazy name, but you know what? I'm hype.
Yeah, so am I.
The only thing is, though, I just cannot. Again, I know all the goodwill they've done, but I have to be a little bit pensive towards a new Hello Games release, especially when Sean Murray is going on his thing again, being like, "This game is the best thing you've ever seen. I'm telling you right now, lads, it's going to change the world. It is the world." I was
shouting at my screen like, "No, Sean, you
Sean,
can't."
I know. He's so likable though. Like I was like, "You go, Sean. You buzz this game up, and it's going to look." Hello Games, I think it's easy to think back on No Man's Sky. In fairness to Hello Games, they have made something that no other company have been able to develop. Yes, it took a long time to get to the stage where it is, but No Man's Sky is a brilliant, brilliant video game. It wasn't like that at the start.
I think this stage they could release a bad game, have it not sell at all, and fix it over time, and it would still be a huge success.
The amount of updates, like John and I'm not sure whether you played No Man's Sky with us, Paddy. It was just a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was very good. It was just make your own adventure type of thing.
With nothing to this incredible thing.
But Sean, you gotta. I hope it is the greatest game in the world. But when he's fantastic, but he's the liar.
No, you're promising too much, Sean Murray.
But he got it to where he promised it was going to get to. It just wasn't on the date that Sony had pressured them into releasing. I think if they remained an indie studio without Sony coming in and the big investors pumping loads of money their way, they were forced to release it before time. So hopefully they have a little bit of lessons learned from the last game, and we see a game that I'll get day one regardless. Fair play to what they did with No Man's Sky. So I think they deserve a little bit of respect.
Also, like,
if not a
little bit,
if not to be hesitant for release, 100%. Don't pre-order this thing, is what I'm saying.
Like, even beyond the story that is the way they do things, looks amazing. The idea is incredible.
It's a brilliant idea. It's something new, and I think that's what it's nice to see companies trying something new that hasn't been tried before. Any other new ones here? BioWare veterans reveal new RPG game.
My problem with the last 5 years is, they keep making bigger open worlds, and I'm getting sick of it. And then he's like, "I'm going to make the biggest open world." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm up for that."
But I just think it's the fact that you might not need to discover all the world. Like you might spawn in a certain part, and now this side of the world you're going to travel and see new stuff, and then the other side is going to be completely different, or it's going to be all the exact same because people are going to make videos of running around the whole world and figuring lots of stuff out.
Look at this weird dinosaur. This isn't what I signed up for.
Speaking of dinosaurs,
bringing it all back. Oh, hello.
It's me.
Jurassic Park Survival. I'm pretty hyped for that one.
That's good. It'll do really well.
Yeah. Dinosaurs, man.
Yeah,
they'll get
dinosaurs.
You. You need to be careful with around those
get you. There's lots more to get through here. So much was announced, but if anyone has any announcements in the chat that they want to have a little bit of a chat about.
Skull and Bones is real and coming out early next year.
Yeah.
Who it is in? Go ahead,
The Ubisoft Black Flag.
I am expecting this to be an absolute disaster.
It already is. Like it's like one of the game that we might be talking about later. It feels like a game that just had to be released because otherwise it would have been a fake, a scam.
Okay.
It just feels.
In terms, we have to go on to the next piece of news.
Yeah,
John, bring us into the scam of the year. The zombie MMO, that's not really an MMO. The open world game, that's not really an open world game. It is...
What the hell's it called again? Those zombies here? The day before. That's what it's called.
Open your notes, John.
Absolute shambles. But I've been following it. I just couldn't remember. Like, everybody's talking about it. I can't remember the day. I think it was Force Gaming used to do videos months ago about how this is definitely a scam. Please, for the love of God, listen to me. Number one wishlisted game on Steam. Drop this phenomenal looking trailer with like the brand new sort of Unreal physics at the time. The engine, I mean, and people were just so hyped for it. They were like, this game is going to be absolutely amazing. And just all this weird stuff started happening. Like they said that somebody bought the name, so the game is going to have to be delayed because they have to fight for the rights for it back. But then people found out that no, they knew about this and they could have trademarked it, but then they didn't, and everything looked dodgy, everything looked fishy. People started digging into the trailers. They were just looking at these are all like store-bought assets. Like none of this is original. All this stuff. Now I will say I do feel it is an asset flip, but I feel like people use the word asset flip for any time people use store-bought assets. That's not what asset flip. This is an asset flip, but people were saying that before they knew it was a scam, because you could use store-bought assets. Just the game has to be good, and you have to actually do something with it. Anyway, that's just a little half a rant for me.
No, it's good. I'm going to bring
up. I didn't realize this game. People I already knew was a scam. I hadn't heard of it until this all started.
It was because of that guy. I clicked on a video like a few months ago. That I think it's Force Gaming, and he literally was just going on like, "Please don't buy this game when it comes out. They're screwing you over a barrel. Like this isn't real." And he was right.
So it's a bad Tarkov.
It's a horrendous Tarkov. Yeah, it's an extract shooter supposedly, and
I see IGN give it a 1 and was really annoyed they couldn't give it less.
Well, I bought it.
Yeah.
And
I watched your little review, Patty.
I reviewed it, and it's just a running simulator. Hands down, running simulator. You get out. Like, to be honest, like like when you went into say your holding cell where they keep everybody, the game doesn't make any sense. You go in and you're all bunched into this one complex, and then you go outside the complex to gather stuff and kill people from the same complex, and then go back with the stuff that everybody's looking for and bring it back, and then go back out again. And there's no zombies. There's like supposed to be, like, you run into like 3 zombies. You don't pick up any weapons. You pick up like batteries, and then you run back to the complex. And the map is huge, and you're just running. And it was just so bad. And
please
for them,
please say you played less than 2 hours and refunded it.
I didn't play it, but they're refunding everybody. So
okay.
Yeah, the company shut down. Like sorry,
4 days later, they released the game, and 4 days later, the company said that we are not financially stable and we have to shut down. And there were so many people trying to defend them and everything, and it was just there was people that were promoting it on their Twitch, and it was like, oh, this could be the best game ever, and all this. And next thing they're like, uh-oh. And you could see them playing it, like, and they're like, no, I like it. I like this game. I like it. It's one of them positions where you've backed yourself into a corner and you can't say it.
Buyer's remorse.
Yeah, you can't say it bad about it because you're after backing the shit out of it.
But all your content for a full year is just on this game.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And now it's crunch time.
I still had the game. I haven't refunded it, but you can't buy it on Steam anymore. So it's rare game.
There you go. Keep it.
Rare game.
Rare game. That's what happened. I've got it. I'm never gonna. €40 is too much for it though. Holy shit.
Wow.
I think 34 would be too much.
But they reckon that Steam takes half. So
yeah, but half of it's genuinely a scam because they marketed it as an open world MMORPG. Nobody knew it was an extraction shooter until it dropped. Nobody knew.
They said I wasn't an extraction shooter.
Yeah. They said, no, not at all.
It's not an extraction shooter. What are you talking about? This is not This is not Tarkov. They wish they were Tarkov.
They do.
And like
a lot of people
the funny thing is, like, some of the nicest reviewers, and actually great reviews that I like to watch, Game Ranks Before You Buy, who are usually the nicest people ever, gave it such a scathing review. It was almost funny to watch. It was Falcon, and he just tore it to pieces. It's like, this is...
He's super honest, that guy. He's not going to promote something usually, that's a scam.
But they generally try to be nice, and they didn't even attempt to on this. They were like, this is...
But whoever's managing the company must be an absolute, like, disgrace. Like,
it sounds like it's a scam.
Yeah, but ridiculous. Like, the amount of marketing, like, to be the most wished game on Steam is a big deal. Like, and then to be able, and then fail, like, it's stupid.
Doesn't it give you, like, I suppose, a little bit of hope that some other big developer that actually can pull this off could step in and do something like this? Because it's obviously, I know people might say we're sick of zombies and this, that, and the other, but it's still a massively fun, like, element to have in a video game still to this day, even with all the games. Like, if we had an open world that something like they promised, it doesn't seem like, with the way technology is now, it doesn't seem out of the realms in terms of can it be done.
Is it not really just like a DayZ 2? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's basically what they wanted. That's what it is. That's what the game was set out to be.
Yeah,
and like, DayZ 2 is in development. Like, Arma, the new Arma and all that, it's coming.
Isn't DayZ still in development?
I don't know. They're on about. Were we talking about DayZ 2 a while ago?
Oh, we were actually. I completely forgot about that, Pat.
But like that's whatever. I understand that, but that's what they were just trying to rip off everybody and put it into one game, and took on too much, and it didn't work. Like, I honestly, it didn't look that bad. The game looks good. It's just a bad game. If like, they have I think they had the bare bones to make it a good game. They just didn't have time, and they're badly managed.
Well, it looks good because it looks good because it's the Unreal Engine and it's store-bought assets.
It's not the game.
Yeah.
They bought a town. Like, they found the town that they bought on the Unreal Store, parts of it at least. Like, there's so many breakdowns of this, and just like, it's...
But to be 5 years in development, and then to be gone.
It wasn't its whole. It wasn't its whole. They had to they got backed into a corner, and they were going to get sued into high heaven, which they still might, if they didn't actually release something. They made that game in several months, and I'm not kidding. That I believe it within my heart.
You'd be amazed what you'd make with that Unreal Engine now, with that, the whole assets library that's there. Like, you'd be amazed what if the four of us, or if we got together and we put our heads to it and we start learning, like, we could probably make a working, maybe third-person shooter. We
could make that game in a year, no problem.
Yeah, it mightn't look phenomenal. There'll be bugs, but I think with the way Unreal works now is, if you have enough people that are willing to actually go and make a video game, you can do.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's probably what happened here. It could have been just a small team. It's like, right, let's use all the assets in Unreal. We have this guy is able to do a little bit of coding, and then we have our, we just create a little world. It's a small world, isn't it? It's the map is like, it's not quite big. It's not an open world, let's say.
It just, I don't know, I felt like you were running for ages anyway.
Because it was not there, Pat. Just because there was nothing from point A to point B.
They ran out of assets.
Building, you're just running and running. And then you have to, like, click into your map and zoom in and zoom out, and then look what you're going. Like, it's like GTA, but it's not on the screen kind of thing. And you're just, like, I played it for a good few hours, and then I was trying to get in, because, to be honest with you, the way everybody was going on about it, it was like, oh yeah, this is going to be great, this is going to be awesome. So I bought it, like, straight away. And then I was...
Do you know what people need to do? And I think you'll agree with me here. If you want an open world zombie game, just play DayZ. Like, it's still running. It still has lots of community members. Like, I'll still remember that day, myself and Paddy were on, and I got kidnapped by, I think they were Polish, weren't they? Russians.
Yeah.
Brought me to this hideout, got friendly with them at the start when they had handcuffed me, stripped me, left me for dead, and then were like, do you know what?
It was like I was dead. It was like watching a movie then. The lads had him tied up, and then get in the back of the car, and then they couldn't really speak English.
Decked me out.
It was like watching someone getting kidnapped, and you didn't know if they're going to kill him or going to help him or whatever.
They literally brought me to a boat and dropped me off at an island. It's like, good loot, and then just drove off into the sunset. It was such a surreal game and moment, but it was the moment.
Said DayZ is still like one of the top games around for how long it's been out. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's unreal.
It's so fun when it clicks like that. Like, there's a lot to learn in it as well, which I like. Even I sent Paddy a funny meme there where it's just a tin of beans on a cooker in DayZ, and it's like contemplating where your life has led when you're waiting for digital beans to fry up on a cooker.
I think the best meme about the day before is that it's made by Fantastic. It's just like, how bad is that? Like, to be called Fantastic?
Couldn't even spell it right.
No, couldn't even spell it right.
Couldn't even spell it right. They listened to this today.
They were gone from the start, boys. They were gone from the start.
Let's move on to the next piece of news. E3 is shutting down. So this has kind of been
coming for a while, yeah.
Has been coming for a few years now, but
going for a while, yeah.
Why did everyone start turning the back on the E3? Just badly managed.
Probably was expensive to have a
They
show
charged
there.
a lot. They had a massive security breach one year that pissed off everybody. They had
who doesn't have a security breach?
Yeah, well, this security breach was one of the links on their webpage linked to the names, addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers of every media person that was invited to E3 that year.
Nice. Their email
nice
list.
Email list to have.
Yeah, and people had to move over it. It was a real bad thing. And that was the beginning of the end of it. Since then, like, a lot of people were hoping for it to fail after that. And then COVID hit, and we had a year without it. People were like, you know what? Don't miss it that much.
Who dropped out first? It was like Xbox or Microsoft, and then they all started dropping.
So Sony dropped.
Was it Sony?
Ages ago, and then Nintendo dropped out, but started doing a stream on the same day as E3 from LA anyway.
Nice. That's how you do. That's how you do.
And then Microsoft was still there. And I think after the first year of the pandemic, Microsoft's like, we're not going to go back. And that was the end of it.
Do you know what probably happened though? The lads that did it will fold and then they'll make up a new one and they'll come up with a different name and they'll try again.
They have. It's called Summer Games Fest. Is that taken over?
Is that the same way? Well, that's what companies usually do.
Yeah.
And then they'll probably do the same thing again.
No, Summer Games Fest doesn't even seem like it needs the big publishers. It's like it seems to have a strong enough backing on its own.
I've been kind of harsh on E3 recently because I've been saying, like, well, I can understand why it's going through so much trouble because, you know, there's no real need for it anymore with the way streaming is and the way people could just do their own things. But I have to say, now that it is shut down, I am sad because growing up, my youth, I had great memories of watching E3.
Oh, geez, that was a long time ago.
I think that's a great point, John. I think I'm the same. It's like, you know, the whole, we can sit here and talk about the financial side of it and it wasn't doing this and it wasn't doing that, but I think it is the memories of, you know, that buzz of seeing new games come out. And but like for years it was, you know, a massive place to just see like a first trailer. You mightn't get to play the game for 10 years in the future, but it was just that buzz of seeing new trailers and new games. But I think now, and Aidan and Paddy are after mentioning it, there is other events, and like we said at the start of the show, you have the Game Awards now, which like that gave me the same buzz as an E3 show, that we could sit down and see new games and new, what's it called, world exclusives or
world premiere.
There you go.
So they stopped using that this year.
No. No.
I think Summer Games Fest last year felt like it was almost a direct replacement for E3, and I think next year will be bigger again. That was a whole like 2 weeks of like shows of and everybody, and I thought it was great.
Yeah, it's great. It's like a Hullabalooza for gamers, a little festival.
I love looking back at it because E3 is like the weirdest thing. Like, go back and watch like videos of early 2000s E3, and it was like all these nerdy gaming journalists.
Ridge Racer.
And they were trying to put on like a Max Power style show with like strippers and cars. Yeah. It's such a weird cultural point.
That's great.
Steam Deck.
On the nostalgia thing, I will sorely miss it. I've been a Giant Bomb fan my whole life. That week every year where there was like Giant Bomb on a show every night where they're interviewing different devs, and that was always like the most fun, and like that will be missed.
Definitely. Yeah. Just to move it on, because we have a little bit more news to get through and a massive trailer that dropped recently as well that we're going to have a little bit of
I wonder what that is.
The biggest trailer.
And also a topic of the week we have to get to as well, which is quite an interesting one. Steam Deck OLED now supports HDR remote play from PS5, unlike the PlayStation Portal. Any thoughts?
Says
or
it all,
opinions on
really.
this? It does say it all, doesn't it?
Says
Really.
it all, to be honest.
There is a massive price difference, though. Let's not.
There is.
But what's the point of the portal? Can anyone actually answer me that question?
Lie in bed and play your
Honestly.
games.
Yeah.
Taking a shit. That's pretty much it. They're the two I come up with.
You can do pretty much the same if you have remote play on any other device. It's the handiness of the controllers. That's what it boils down to.
This article's kind of misleading. It's the HDR part that's important.
Yeah. No. I think we're just giving our general opinion on that.
You don't get a device with an OLED screen for £200, and you can't get HDR without it.
Yeah.
But why is my question? If the PlayStation has to be on, and you basically have to be in, do you have to be? How far away from the PlayStation can you be?
In the same network.
On Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Does it definitely have to be on the same network? It's not the same as remote play, Aiden, is it?
I don't know.
Okay, because I'm nearly certain you could work outside of the same network on Wi-Fi.
So as long as it's
remote play.
connected to
I could be wrong with that, but
it's connected to the internet somewhere.
Yeah, I could be wrong with that, but I'm nearly sure that I've tried that before.
Okay.
But there wasn't much marketing for the PlayStation Portal compared to other stuff. Just didn't see much about it.
I think it's sold for everywhere instantly.
I know, it did, yeah, but they mustn't have put a lot of. You mustn't have made a lot of them.
It has a purpose. It's for people that have a family, and their PlayStation is connected to the family TV, and they can't always use it.
Yeah,
possibly.
There you go.
100%.
I wouldn't be mad to go out and buy one though for the price of it. Probably waiting till it comes down. Or
Yeah,
if I ever get it.
that's a good point, Aiden. It's not for me, I guess. I didn't think of that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I was getting a handheld, I'd definitely be trying to get enough money for a Steam Deck over a PlayStation Portable. You just have way more options.
So many activities.
So many activities. Anyone watching, please do drop a like. Helps the algorithm.
Drop a like, please do comment as well.
Yeah, there's people commenting. Mad Cookie.
Yeah,
Mad Cap Cookie.
If anything does drop in the old comment section that I miss, please don't be afraid to read it out. I'm just looking at notes.
Oh, just wouldn't read that one.
Oh Lord.
No. He's back,
so
is he?
before we drop the trailer, we're going to talk a little bit about the Florida Joker threatens lawsuit over GTA 6 character and wants millions. So it's come to light. We'll watch the trailer probably while we're talking about this, but it's come to light, there's been a lot of people that watched the trailer and started breaking down, and we're after realizing now that almost every character in the trailer is based kind of loosely on somebody that they possibly met or somebody that's linked with the city. And yeah, so this Florida Joker has, after coming out on TikTok and saying that he wants millions for his likeliness being used.
I think it was a brilliant angle to go with, to just have in the trailer all the things from real life, because people can't come at them. Be like, like, this is real. This is what's happening in our community. This is what's going on. You can't say I made this up, or I'm not bending the rules here. This is you. Basically.
Even there's people in the comment section on YouTube. It's like, yep, that's it. That's where I live.
Yeah, that's the way the life is over there right now.
Florida man. It's a meme. Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that until it started. Like, I didn't think it was, when I first watched the trailer, I didn't know that was actually real life.
It's absolutely amazing. We'll play the trailer here just while we continue to talk, because with the way it is, you guys can't see the trailer, but
there's no crack about Florida with that. Like, it's a Florida have a law that's different to every other state, where every single court case gets published.
Oh yeah.
All right.
There's no hidden court cases. That's why the Florida man thing's so big. It turns out there's crazies all over America, but just we find out about the Florida ones.
I have to say,
yeah.
The best thing about that whole trailer is the music. The music just kicks it.
Tom Petty, definitely.
It just makes it just brings you straight away into it, like, and you're just like, yeah, GTA's here, and I can't wait.
Rockstar are just incredible at choosing music.
But my favorite part of the trailer is just because I saw a few memes about it, and it is true. It's that scene where it's like the beach is just like filled with people, and then it just shows like a picture of like the Green Goblin like holding the grenade. It's just like, it's true. And then see comments of people like, God, I can't wait to just plow through that in a Jeep.
Yeah. I honestly can't see the beach being that full in the real game. That's just nuts, because you would be killing, like, so many people are going to die in the game, obviously. But it's
Massacre.
but it definitely shows the culture over there right now is a bit mental. And you can imagine living over there, be like, yeah, this is fun. I want to go home now.
The funny thing is, like, GTA used to always be the extremes of real life,
Yeah.
but real life has got so crazy. I don't even know if they can go to the extreme of it. I think they're just going to show what happens.
Just what it is.
That is Fit Parker, Matt Stone. We'll talk a lot about that. Is how do you parody when life becomes a party
Is
itself?
a party, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, your work is made easy, if you ask me. You just go and explore the city and pick people
Then you
out
just make
there.
it a documentary.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm hyped for
it.
I am absolutely.
I think
buzzing for this.
they kind of lie in the same aspect as South Park, where they're allowed to show the culture and they're allowed to like make fun of it and show you what's going on and not be cancelled for it. And maybe there could be the last two, GTA and and South Park are the last two that are allowed.
But isn't it that case where South Park, they just make, or made anyway, so much money that they can just be sued to oblivion and still have money to burn? And
yeah, they seem to get away with it, don't they? Like
they do.
Like Family Guy, and that's all kind of relaxed a little bit compared to South Park and GTA. But
You have to be good at writing. You have to be clever.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And you have to make fun of everybody, not just one person. You can't
equal opportunities. Yeah,
both sides.
You can't go directly at one person.
Again, I've said that before. That's why I like The Boys. The Boys, obviously, Homelander is Donald Trump, but also they have a place called Wokeland in the third season. It's just Disneyland, but it's for wokeness. So like they're making fun of both sides, and it's.
Do you think that GTA 6 is going to come out in 2025?
Yeah.
Yeah,
yes.
I think it will as well.
Rockstar aren't a delaying type. They are like.
And if it does come out, is it going to be a good game, perfectly made?
I think it's going to be a good game. It's Rockstar. Like, when is the last time Rockstar have released a game and it's been like quote unquote bad? Like they don't do that.
I agree.
They don't do that.
I've been paying attention to a lot of people have been saying about the game, and everyone's saying the same usual thing. Oh, it's going to come out a buggy mess, and it's going to be released late.
Right.
And
that's never happened.
I don't. Yeah, but it's not happened. That's it.
Rockstar are the HBO of games in a lot of ways. Like,
100%.
And like you wait for, like, they will make you wait. They're like, we will announce this in 5 years' time when we think we have a solid release schedule. There's no.
Their last game was Red Dead 2, and that was state of the art in terms of what it did graphically. Fair enough, we've had the conversation before where gameplay wasn't where some people liked it. They would have rather maybe a looser mechanic with the character, but in terms of character, the world, the graphics, like, it was a step forward in terms of what we had from Rockstar, and they do that with every game. If you start talking about the remasters and then bringing back old games, that was just a cash cow. I wouldn't even bring that into the conversation.
Yeah, that was a mobile
developer that they hired.
Oh, was it? Okay. Well, it's still
it was a cash grab.
Yeah, it's still a cash grab.
I was very worried when Doug Houser left, and I'm really hoping that turns out to be nothing. And because like he was like the main writer from almost like GTA for like their entire history since they were. What was it?
If you think of their history, like they have since the very first one, improved on every single game they've released.
Yeah,
right from the first top-down game to GTA 3, which was just like ahead of its time in so many ways and changed gaming forever.
I did earlier on before we started the podcast. I watched the GTA 6 trailer, and then I said I'll go back and watch the GTA 5 trailer, and it's just amazing how much you think the GTA 5 was so good looking back when it came out.
GTA 5 is still a good looking game.
It's
exceptionally good looking for a 10-year game.
Yeah, I know, but go watch the trailer. Go watch the 6 trailer and then go watch the 5 trailer. It's like watching when you thought PlayStation 2 was good.
Yeah,
you are watching 360 gameplay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's been remastered and stuff since. Like, the original version that I lined up for on Extravision all those years ago was out for the 360.
Wow. That's crazy.
It's just nuts when you look at it, because you at the time you think, wow, this is unbelievable looking. This is the best game ever, and how good this looks. And now you look at it now and it's like, doesn't look great. But again, it's because we come so far. Like, you can only imagine what GTA 7 is going to be. Holy jeez.
I had this
We'll be dead by then,
I had this real crap conspiracy theory built up in my head that Doug Bowser left because they were focusing way more on GTA Online 2, and there wasn't going to be any real story in GTA 6. And like, I really the trailer has put my mind at ease a lot. It looks like they're
the trailer is just immaculate. It's unbelievable. It's like, so it hyped me up so much for it. And then I'm watching streamers then, and some streamers are going, they're not releasing it on PC first because it's just about money. It's just, you know, they don't want to release it. But it's not. It's not about money.
Dates, Paddy. It's definitely
no,
about
it's
money.
not about money. They did it with every other
Rockstar
GTA.
love another release date. They love a second
You
release date.
you know how much different it is to make something for PlayStation and for PC. Like, it's a completely different thing.
They've never done that in the past. Like, they've never released
not once
on PC with a release.
It didn't take 18 months to develop it for PC, I'll tell you that. But
I'd say it's going to be, the graphics and everything are going to be so much better on PC. Everything else going to be better. You're going to be able to mod. You're going to be able to do, like, there's so much difference that's going to be on it.
Rockstar knows that they are going to make me buy the game twice. This is why they're doing it. All the PC people buy on console when it comes out anyway.
There was someone that came out during the week and they said the reason that everything goes to PlayStation and stuff first is because they make the most money on PlayStation first, and that's just it. And then they were like, this takes so much more to make it on PC. They haven't released one game on PC at the same time.
Yeah, because they love a second release date.
I don't think so. And PC gaming has only like really blown up in the last fucking 5 or 6 years as well.
I would disagree with that.
I wouldn't disagree with that. No way. Not compared to what it is now. You have kids and like 12 and 10 and 11 looking to buy PCs. That has not happened before. Not 10 years ago. No way. Not 5, 6 years ago. It's only started recently with the streamers. Do you not think?
2017?
Well, that's 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, 6 years. That's
still a very short time in terms of.
Yeah, like that's what I mean. So like, there was no GTA like back then. Like I just don't think that's the truth. I honestly think it's because it's so different. Like, how long is it?
We can agree to disagree.
Yeah, fair enough.
But and also another thing that I'd like to say is this game is a system seller. People are going to go out and buy consoles just to play this game.
There's people that hasn't played a game in years that are going to buy this.
Like, most people that have PCs that are, you know, big enough gamers have a PC and a console. Like, I think all of us have a PC and a console, and we can play.
This is why you're getting 2 released it, so you can buy it twice.
I just think that's a little bit reductive. Like, I think in terms of, if they release it for console, they have a full package ready for console. Another issue that you have to remember with PC gaming is piracy is absolutely massive. Like, do they make as much money releasing it on PC than they do for PS5? I don't think they would, in terms of the piracy that's involved, and in terms of like possibly a sale going on.
There is very little piracy on GTA 5. There never because of how integral GTA Online is to the whole thing.
And you can 100% pirate the single player game of GTA 5.
Talking about GTA,
it's not a thing that people do very much.
Talking about GTA 5 Online as well. We were talking about, number one, why there might be a bit of a delay on the release dates, and also we were praising them about how the games never come out buggy.
I think they're right to do this.
Yeah, well, financially it makes sense. But do the people that remember how much of a buggy mess GTA Online was when it first came out on console? It was like, there was news articles written about it. They were like, this is the worst thing that has ever happened ever, because it's GTA and everything gets overblown by miles. So I feel like, because as well, again, I can see where Aiden's coming from, but I think also PC is where most of the RP, all that online stuff is. So if they can get kind of stuff, the kinks kicked out, if it's the same as GTA 5 on console and have it kind of nearly, they know exactly where the sweet spot is ready to go on PC, I think that could also help as well.
Okay, so I'm after finding a report here from an ex-developer that was with Rockstar, and one of the big points he says here is it's very important for everyone to remember one of the main reasons why a PC port will take so long is because it's different architecture and different components. They need to test the game more on PC than they would on Xbox or PlayStation.
Yeah, we would say that, wouldn't he, Ed?
A lot of buzzwords.
No, I'm poking in. I'm poking in.
Buzzwords where?
I'm trying to get...
That's just like, architecture, design, testing. These are just words.
I know, but they're not, like, in terms of a console, you're dealing with one set of components. A PC is completely different. You have different generations of hardware in all systems, and to make it run on most of those systems, you're going to have a lot more testing than you would have to on a singular console that has the same components. Like, that's just, is that not common sense? That
it isn't. Like, with testing, you make a testing deck, and then it's fairly simple to, like, just port it over. Like,
there's been games ported from console to PC that have been an absolute disaster. Like, why is it not just easy for...
If it is easy that port, why is that happen? That happens a lot.
It happens far too much, where a game is ported onto PC and it runs a lot worse than the console version. So if it's as easy just to move over...
a lot of times it's given to a second company to do. That's the problem.
Was it The Last of Us came out like a mess? Was a few of them, wasn't it?
Disaster.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it'd be that simple. I don't think...
I don't say developing it for PC is that simple. I don't think testing it's the 18-month gap that they are claiming it is in any way, shape, or form.
But is it not that most of the team are still working on the online version, let's say, to try and get that up and running, to have it running well on console before they start kind of going and working on a PC? Like, surely that's splitting the team while they're still working on ironing out the issues.
If it was a 6-month gap, I would understand. If it's a 6-month gap, I'll be fine. That's okay. I'll understand it.
I lie in the middle. I honestly got it. I was like, oh, typical John sitting on the fence. But I do think I do think it does. There's legitimacy in that. It does take extra time, especially if it's not just a straight port. If they're building it for the PC, then yeah, that could definitely be freaking take time. But also, I do think the dual release days does help revenue sales and stuff as well. I do think
that'll be the first 2 of 6 different release dates that they'll have for GTA 6.
Even if it's just a happy even if it's just a happy coincidence. Even if it's just a happy coincidence and the delay is genuine.
But there's going to be a lot more in that game.
Rockstar love a release date. Oh, they love it.
For GTA Online. They deserve it as well, to be honest. They deserve it. The game they have.
I was going to say, over the years, how many release dates have they had for GTA 5? I mean, it's getting to Skyrim levels.
I've bought it 3 times.
Wow. I bought it twice.
How long was the Red Dead until it came out on PC? It felt like it was a little bit shorter than
it was a while.
Previous games.
Wasn't even paying attention.
It was a good while.
2 seconds.
Need to test on PC to determine minimum and maximum specs and possible variables. But like, they could release, I'd say it'd be a lot quicker just to get the 1-player game out. But the GTA Online is going to take, like, imagine what's going to come out in that.
That's what they did.
I hope they do the same thing they did with 5 and release that later.
Yeah, that's what they did with GTA 5. Like, and when online came out, it was broken to all hell for ages. I think people forget that.
Are they not just going to use GTA Online and update that engine, I suppose, and have the same, possibly not the same characters, but yeah, different map and a reset.
Different map. I think they're going to keep it online. I think they're going to keep GTA 5 online and then keep it on GTA 6 a different one.
Oh, they absolutely will, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think
that makes sense.
Because the people in GTA 5 would lose their mind.
True. True. I never even thought about that. I just thought there might be a way of combining
$1,000s in that game.
Yeah, I know a few lads that spent, I won't mention any names, but
James says, would you like to see an official RP server of GTA 6 online? That is definitely going to happen.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Definitely going to happen.
You don't buy the 2 biggest RP server companies to not do it.
No, 100%. Oh. And that's why they bought them, to work on it in the background.
Yeah.
Okay. Brilliant discussion, guys. It's always nice to kind of go back and forth on stuff like that. I think, Aidan, you made some great points there, and at the end of the day, it is all about money. So why wouldn't they have the 2 release dates?
I think it would be dumb not to.
So you had an idea for topic of the week. I really like the name. If buying isn't owning, is piracy stealing? So talk us a little bit about kind of what was reported here and why we came up with topic of the week.
Okay, so Sony took some TV shows off their store. I think it's all Warner Brothers and HBO Max stuff. I'm not actually sure what the shows were.
Okay.
But it's like stuff like John Wick and stuff like that, films like that.
Yeah, films and shows. If you'd bought any of these, even if you'd bought them, they're gone. You can't re-download them. You can't watch them, and you don't get any money back. And I think this is maybe the scummiest thing I've ever seen a game company do.
It's pretty bad.
To the point where, like I said, if you buy something and you don't own it, if you're pirating something, am I stealing it? It's not taking it off anybody.
Very philosophical. I like it.
Yeah.
That was my idea. Honestly, it just solely in one day made me think, oh, I'm never going to feel bad about pirating anything ever again. Like, genuinely, for major companies anyway, I was like, I think that is, imagine, some people have spent hundreds of quids on full seasons of shows and they're just all gone and there's nothing you can do about it.
I am definitely for piracy in the sense, for other reasons as well, but definitely for the sense of games conservation. Because as you were saying, really they can just take them down whenever they want. We're renting them at a one cost fee, essentially. So I do believe that it's like games that if you can do it, it's the game that you're afraid will ever go away. That's especially digital only games. You got to keep that somewhere and store it somewhere off the grid where they can't take it off you.
Probably me and my housemate were talking about this last week, and we were like, game developers and companies have made more money from me because of piracy than they would have without. Yeah. If I pirate a game or a TV show or a movie, I wasn't going to spend that money anyway. I'm someone who would spend the money on the things I really like. And a lot of times, if I pirate something and really like it, I will buy it. And I genuinely think that is something that I think I discover things and spend more money because I'm willing to give a chance and pirate something than I would be without it. I know that's probably not universal, but at the same time, they can steal the things that you buy off them at any time back off you. And so screw them.
Now where it gets tricky is we'll say you could all well and good for the AAA titles and stuff, but indie, when it gets to companies that might need the money from sales, then I think you get into a little bit of a gray area.
Every company needs money from sales.
I know, but some more than others, Pat. You gotta agree with that.
Yeah, but everyone starts somewhere.
It's true.
Yeah.
True, Pat.
And if you can get to the point where you can screw over people the way Sony just did, I'll probably not care about pirating on you either. But I'm buying indie games is something I would completely believe in.
So I'll throw my hands up. Back in the days of Napster and LimeWire, even up to more recent kind of uTorrent, and we're talking about probably maybe in the last 10 years, I don't pirate too many things anymore because
same.
A lot of it is, okay, I have this show on Netflix, or I have, Paramount, or whatever the streaming platforms I have. PC games, I don't like to pirate because you just never know what you're going to get. And a lot of the games are really cheap now on Steam, and if it's paying €10 or €20, I never pay usually full price for games anyway, because they usually drop within the first few weeks, especially on console on the PS Store. I just find it a little bit easier just to purchase the game. It gets updated when it needs to be. Pirating, I just don't do it anymore, and it's just a simple fact that I think the services out there are good enough. The ones that I put money into that keep me from not doing that, like Xbox Game Pass, there's hundreds of games there where you don't have to pirate anything. You can just download it. You are paying for it on a monthly basis. You can stop paying for it. Again, it's a similar issue where you're paying for a subscription, and then once that subscription goes, you lose everything. It's a little bit different.
But at least they're telling you what
it is
though.
totally different to... What is the platform that we're talking about? Is it like a Sony...
It's Sony's PlayStation Store.
Well, it was in Germany and Austria. This is what happened. It's not worldwide. But, they lost 314 titles in Germany and 137 in Austria. It must be something to do with the Sony the laws or something.
The licensing
in Germany, licensing in Austria.
If you're selling a TV show and you don't have perpetual licensing for it, you are scamming people.
But does everyone that happen all the time? Does everyone? I can't see people having perpetual licenses for things. I can't see studios giving up perpetual licenses for things like
Then
that long.
You should be warning people when they're buying things that you do.
No, I 100% agree. I think they need to change. I think they need to change what to do. I think you need to be able to take it off the store. I think you should be able to get it off and put it onto your thing and have it as a key, like a PC key, and that's the way it should be. It shouldn't be they keep it on their store and it's there. Like if they wanted to be a streaming service, they should be a streaming service.
Has it not always been common knowledge that when you purchase something digitally that you're like almost leasing the license?
It is absolutely not common knowledge. It is as far from common knowledge as you could possibly get.
Okay.
It's common knowledge for people like us who would be. You got to understand, a lot of people aren't that tech savvy. They don't have.
Okay, but it's not common knowledge, but that's the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
So you can read through the terms of the item that you're buying or what you're getting, and you can see that there's information there that you don't own this on a.
Yeah, but that's still false advertisement. You know, they need to be. It needs to be in big broad letters.
Yeah,
they
they're
need to be
selling them.
They have to say that. Yeah, they have to let you know. Like that's a law. Like it has to be up there that this can be discontinued anytime they want. Like it's they're definitely going against the law. But
the word they're using is buy on all those stores.
I've definitely fallen back into not believing in digital anymore. Like I have the last while. I've been starting to think back to physical DVDs, back to buying stuff, because the amount of shows that get taken off Netflix, the amount of shows that get taken, and I want to watch them and I can't. Like the 70s show, whatever happened with your man in the 70s show, whatever, I still like the 70s.
It's a great show. It's a great show.
And it's one of them shows that I go back and watch, and I can't anymore. I can't. It's not on Netflix. It's not on any of them. And I hate that. So I hate that I can't go watch it. And I'd much rather have it there. Like DVDs are crap and all. Even if I could purchase them and have it, but I'd take them off. I'd have my own hard drives that they keep the stuff on. But like we put a lot out there that we let people keep from us. Like if we look at film as art and music as art and everything, and it can be just taken away from us in an instant, it's not very fair. You know what I mean?
Actually, on that point, Pat, sorry. Stuff is disappearing. Now, I know it's not like a great show or anything, but I actually randomly saw a TikTok about something similar, where newer generations are finding out about shows that were out when we were younger. And it's almost like a search for the lost ark, because there was this like, I'd say 18, 19-year-old girl was talking about how, did you know that there was a spin-off to Friends called Joey? And she was like, it's not on any streaming platform. The only place you can find it is on Amazon. And season 2 cost $300 to buy, because but that's what I'm saying. They're talking about these things like I remember Joey. I remember it was on telly. Like they're talking about it like it's like the freaking Dead Sea Scrolls. You know what I mean? It's madness.
But to be honest, I like the way rediscovering shows myself. Like even Disney's bringing back My Name Is Earl. I love that show as well. It's one of them shows. Malcolm in the Middle, love that show too. All these kind of old school 90s shows are naughty shows, where like I love them. I watch My Name Is Earl most evenings. Like I love it.
It's fantastic. Great show.
It was so funny and it was so edgy. The comedy, just wouldn't get away with it. The stuff that they do, making fun of people, and it's just my kind of comedy, to be honest. Again, they make fun of everybody. It's not But then that can be taken off Disney anytime, and I have no chance of watching it again if I can't. Like I pirated myself. That's the only time I really pirate, is if I can't find it on the stuff I watch already. So I pay for Disney, I pay for Netflix, I pay for Sky Go, pay for I do. I pay for all these, and then if I can't find the show,
a breaking news story.
Let's go.
Microsoft just dropped the price of the Series X by £100.
Wow,
Jesus!
What is it now? Because it was cheap enough, wasn't it? Nice.
Now that's a big move for Christmas.
Well,
you can't pirate a console. Well, you can rob it.
Yeah,
you can rob it. You can, the good old fashioned way.
You wouldn't rob a car. I would if I could download it.
one of the oldest sayings I always heard is the way to defeat piracy is convenience. Yeah. And what Ronan said, for a while, a lot of these services really helped. For anybody wanting a game service where you get to keep your games even if you cancel, Humble Choice is amazing. Most of the games you get through Game Pass or PlayStation Network's one will eventually come to Humble Choice as well, and you just get Steam keys.
Steam keys, yeah.
It's £12 a month.
So that's what I wanted to bring up, and you might be better equipped to answer this. In terms of like platforms like Steam, which I've had, I think since I had a PC, like we're talking a lot of years.
Steam's the only one I'll trust.
So why is that Steam have that trust element, but there's...
Valve is a privately owned company.
Okay.
Gabe owns it. He has no intention of ever selling.
Gabe we trust.
Okay.
That's why the phrase comes. That's where the phrase comes from. Gabe we trust. Like, it's a privately owned company. He has no shareholders to deal with. He runs Valve the way he wants it to.
Endless money.
And I think there's protections in Valve's EULA for a lot of this where other companies don't.
Yeah, my biggest collection is definitely on Steam, and like I said, I've had that same account for donkey's years, and like I still have the first games that I purchased on it. So,
938.
Wow. A lot of summer sales were dipped into with that one.
Oh, it's also 5 years worth of Humble Choice.
Yeah, that's a great shout. So Humble Choice, how much is it? You kind of pay what you want, isn't it?
a month.
Perfect. And just while we're on that, what are the games for this month?
The games for this month are Expedition to Rome, The Gunk, Midnight Fight Express, Nobody Saves the World, The Pale Beyond, From Space.
Wow.
Last month it was Hard Space, Shipbreaker, WWE 2K23, Unpacking, and then it's 8 games a month.
Yeah, Unpacking they looked like fun. I remember that.
Unpacking is a lovely evening.
Yeah.
I've definitely never pirated a game.
I've only done it once, legitimately. I won't lie to you. I pirated the hell out of TV shows. Like that's me. I'm not there anymore because I now buy all the streaming services and stuff. But back in the day, TV shows were off limits. I pirated the whole lot of them.
This is
the Napster days. They were.
Yeah,
that was the start of the whole world.
I mean, it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long ago for me. It was Pirate Bay for me. Like I'm talking like 5 or 6 years ago.
LimeWire, download loads of fucking
LimeWire and
LimeWire.
Napster.
You didn't know what you were getting. Not
in
virus.org. It's gotta be.
In college, we downloaded everything.
Yep.
Like we had it just to be a thing you'd take. We had there was a game society. We have our Monday meeting where we didn't play Counter-Strike. And people would just pass around external hard drives.
Yeah, the external hard drive pass around.
Yeah, we had
was
external
epic.
hard drive as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember when it first
5
started.
million albums on this, and it's just a copy over. Brilliant.
Was it to change the format on the disc? And then you could put like 20 episodes of something on a disc.
Yeah, you could change the data disk.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it
the
there.
data
That-
disc, yeah.
that- I couldn't, and you watched like the whole first season of 24 or something.
I remember when I was 17, I went to Mishigori with one of my mates. Don't ask about that. But there was a shop in the town of Mishigori that sold data CDs, and I came back for €2 a piece. So it would be like, I'll buy this CD for £2 that has every Metallica album on.
Nice.
And I came back with a music collection. I spent like £40, and I came back like, probably 16 gigs worth of music, whatever.
I mean,
for years, that was my music collection.
Lars Ulrich must have been fuming.
A guy used to call to my house with like a full like case of pirated PS1 games. He'd take your PlayStation away for a week. You'd be hoping and praying that it would return. He'd return it with a chip in it or whatever he was after doing, and then you'd purchase these games for like a $5 a pop. And he was making an absolute bank from copying these games. Jackie Chan Stuntmaster was one I remember.
Oh yeah.
That's where I played the Digimon World games for the first time.
Yeah, same as that.
My uncle was renowned around Thurles when I was growing up because he used renowned.
He was a legend.
Number one, he used to drive around. He used to he used to rent. So you'd give it back to him for the week. He used to rent pirated DVDs out the back of his car. He just put up and like, here's what I got today, lads. So not even DVDs. This is like VHSs. I'm not even joking.
That's hilarious. People have built houses doing that kind of stuff.
He rented them.
And number two,
gangster.
He's corporate.
He'd show up next week. You had to give it back. You better give it back.
There'd be a fee if you didn't give it back.
I am definitely making a clip out of this.
Head to toe, dressed as a cowboy in leather. That's how he's to this day. He still dresses like a cowboy. Absolutely insane. This is my uncle.
Is he in GTA
funny.
6?
He should be. Yeah, he's a Florida man. He's at heart. At heart.
He's Irish Florida man.
My dad runs a scrapyard. There used to be a guy that would come around in a transit van to sell tools.
Yeah.
And if he ever landed when mum and dad weren't there, he'd be like, "Oh, come on outside." He'd pull the top off the passenger seat off his transit van. It was just like a mountain of pirated porn DVDs.
Here's one I'm in. Oh, Jesus.
Man, rural Ireland is a trip.
This is great though.
People would make money anyway, but yeah, that's a good memory to have, the old pirated DVDs and CDs and PlayStation.
Why did we go digital? Why?
I know, yeah. We'll never get those times back.
You were saying, Paddy, that you rarely pirated PC games. It's become very unnecessary to pirate PC games.
Yeah. No, I never did. Yeah, like the time, like I only got a PC the last couple of years, to be honest. So things of it.
That's probably it too, actually. I didn't think of that. Yeah, you can't. I've always been console. You can't pirate on console.
No.
Not
you can on
anymore,
PS1.
You can do it
Not anymore.
No. They did something with the Xbox 360, didn't they, as well? Could you hack that? No.
You could put discs in if you rented them, and then you could save the game. There's a thing you could do with your Xbox, and then
like that.
It would save the game onto your hard drive, and then you just give it back, and it worked as if it. I can't remember how it worked.
You had to make a copy of the CD. It wouldn't have the DRM in it, but just enough data for the console to be like, oh yeah, that's the disc that matches to the game that's installed.
That was probably it. Yeah.
I'd be honest with the price of software. You'd be wanting to pirate software.
I have
like
never
some
paid
stuff
for Photoshop.
No, but like that Photoshop is ridiculous money now. Like it's insane. Like was it 25 quid a month or something like that? It's ridiculous. Even like by getting power director for video editing, I think that cost me like 60 or 70 euro a year. Like. So you'd be very close to like
I know, yeah, and that's the way I'd be as well with software. But it's DaVinci Resolve is just after stopping that for me. Like it's free software, unbelievable. Just
I'd be honest, you ever get when you have a software and you just get used to it.
I know, but
like,
it's free and it's updated all the time. I know it is. I changed from Premiere across, and it took a little bit of time, but
even like I have tried Premiere, and I'd rather Power Director. To be honest, but that's just because I'm used to it. I think you know where everything is, and you're just like,
no, definitely it is. It's hard to jump software sometimes.
It's harder here for a pimp.
It is. Let's finish it up. That was a great show. Good to be back. Lots of good discussions there and opinions. Thanks everyone.
Merry Christmas
in the chat as well.
And I'm not living in like 20 seconds behind you because my internet
Your
is for
internet
now
is
fixed.
phenomenal. That's actually I missed.
It's fixed. It's fixed, people. For now, I'm back.
Awesome stuff.
Love it.
He's back.
We've actually got top quality production here at the moment. Everything is working. Paddy's in Streets of Tarkov.
It's hard out here in the streets.
It's hard out here. It's all running very smoothly.
You might see us playing Arena soon as well.
Yeah, if Arena comes out tomorrow, we'll definitely jump on.
Go on. And shoot each other in the face. We'll be a team. Definitely. I'm over here. Where? It's that you.
There's no friendly fire, is there?
I wonder, is there?
Of course there is. It's
of course there is. It's Tarkov. If there's not, I'm right.
100%. I want there to be friendly fire. I don't want to go in.
I'm definitely going to kill someone first.
Easy mode. Nah,
easy mode.
Screw that.
Brand new game.
Remember, you killed me on your first day. We're on Tarkov with the two of us.
Yeah. I don't think did we kill any this
bring up the clip, John.
I have it. It's on my channel. It's on my channel somewhere, definitely.
I still have that video of the time me, you, Kim, and John were in factory. Oh my god, I'll never forget it. It's
the most stressful time of my life.
It was at Christmas as well. It was at Christmas because I had Christmas
carnage.
Stuff. I had Christmas stuff around my thing, and I'm just going around messing, and all you hear is the boys killing each other. They are arguing to beat the ban, and I just
want to learn, Kim. Okay, I just want to learn.
Where are you?
Teach me.
I'm in the pit. What's the pit? What? I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't know where I am. This is like my third.
Why don't you learn your call outs? I don't know where I am.
I'm so sorry.
I just turned this game on.
All right.
Hilarious.
Good times.
Hilarious stuff. Hopefully we can get back to some.
I know. People are watching. You got to be there.
Yeah,
He had to be there. He had to be there.
I must share the clip again.
Yeah, we'll share it out. Thank you so much.
As well, there's a part where I'm the exact same video. There's a shotgun, and I'm shooting like 6 times, and there's a scab sitting there, and nothing hits him.
The good old days.
The good old days.
It still happens now.
Yeah. Your aim still hasn't got any better than.
Still haven't got any better gameplay.
No.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. It's been a while since our last one, so I do appreciate you hanging on for another show. Next week we'll be back, possibly.
Yeah, hopefully.
Sure, yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. We got another week. Next week is like the 18th, I believe.
Yes. We'll try
20th.
We'll try our best.
20th.
Is the 20th? Oh, jeez, the number.
We're getting close. We're getting close to the old.
We'll do a Christmas show.
Oh yeah, it'll be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And we might stream something Christmassy across
Christmas
the holidays.
time.
I'm sure we'll be streaming over the Christmas time. Tarkov is wiping, so I know you probably don't watch Tarkov, but if you do,
and Arena-ing probably soon.
Yeah, Arena. Well, I'd probably like jump on Arena first and then jump into Tarkov or something. Warm up on Arena.
Yeah,
and then jump into Tarkov.
Yeah,
sounds good. From Aidan, Paddy, myself, John. Nearly forgot you, John.
Don't you talk for me.
Where can the good folks find you, Aidan? Let's hit you first.
Follow me on Twitter. AODHAIN616. I might not have it next year, but hey, see how it goes.
Thank you, Aidan. John?
The good folks can find me at 2O for Gaming. That's TOOOLD for Gaming. And you can find me there on, just type it into something, you'll find me. But don't type in 2O for Gaming, FOR, because you'll get that other guy who
likes to be
way more successful than
Stole
me.
John's name.
I'm pretty sure he was there first because he got like 30K.
Stole John's name.
That's my excuse anyway. No, just
he started last week.
I should be back on Twitch and stuff at some stage. I don't know. I just got a new job, lads. Come on, I'm figuring stuff out.
Your internet is perfect, so we got to get back and make some content.
The internet's back.
There's always a problem, John. There's always a problem.
Paddy Toner.
Just anywhere you see the Republic players, and if anyone in the Facebook groups here, thanks for chatting so much. And check out the Patreon. It supports us. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, and you can find me everywhere on the Republic of Players, including the chats, which I really like being a part of the conversation in there, and some great community members in there that are always adding to the chat and really kind of helping out people that are finding difficulty in games and giving advice. Lots of talk about platinum trophies as well. Shout out to the Platinum Jack, who keeps that place alive as well. We also have different chats for FC is one of them. I think we have an F1. There's a buy and sell, not a buy and sell, a collectors chat. So be part of one of those. I'm sure you'll find an interest in it.
Oh yeah, and we'll have a new member next week, maybe.
Ooh, new member.
Ooh.
Secret member.
Secret
member.
We'll have like the digital curtains ready for him, and when we announce him. Thank you so much. We will see you in the next show next Wednesday, and we'll talk to you then, guys.
Peace.
Bye.